Hi, everybody. Today is Monday, August 15th, 2022. I am man who made cookies over the weekend, and today we're back and we're going to do another exorcism exercise. I believe today we are going to be talking about the pipe operator and strings as we accomplish the exercise High School Sweetheart. So we'll get started here with the pipe operator. The pipe operator, which is uh, the line with the arrow, is called the pipe operator. It can be used to chain function calls together in such a way that the value returned by the previous function call is passed as the first argument of the next function call. And you can see here they've got an example where they start the pipe with a straight up just value, a string value, and then they pipe that to string.upcase, which basically means that the hello goes into the first argument space of upcase, and upcase being a function that only takes one argument. It just looks kind of like empty there. And then the value that comes out of that string.upcase will then be fed into the kernel function dot less than, greater than, which basically is a string concatenation function. And that'll take the value of capital hello and concatenate it with question mark and exclamation point. For me, pipe operators, I had seen pipe operators before. I believe, I believe they're used in Haskell or OCaml. I forget off the top of my head. Those are two languages I'm not very familiar with, but I had peers at the time who were, and I remember when Swift came out for Apple, stuff. Some people had ported the pipe operator to Swift, and I thought it felt really out of place because it wasn't part of the Swift natural standard library, and so it felt really weird. And I didn't really think much about it until I discovered it in Elixir, and now that I've used it for so long in Elixir, I really do like it. It can create very clean, readable code. The typical benefits, or I would say that the time the pipe operator can become a little hairy for people is when they start doing very large, complex steps in the pipe, like they are using a some kind of like functional transform or something, and so the pipe's got these big chunky elements, and so I find it's very helpful to, when you're doing that, to create private functions that kind of name what's going on. Then the other thing to keep in mind is that the pipe operator works best when the value type that is at the start of the pipe is the same value type at the bottom. And so the pipe is basically just a transformation. It's a transformation via multiple steps, but it is just a transformation of that one type. So the same type that came in is the same type that comes out. You see that here in this example with strings. You'll also see it in the plug library, which is used in a lot of internet technologies in Elixir, such as Phoenix. And in those cases, you'll see like a connection or a con value be passed, and the con value goes through all of them. When you change the type midway, I find that the pipes become a little bit less clear. So that's pipe operator. You'll see a whole bunch more of the pipe operator as you continue to explore Elixir. And now we have strings. So strings in Elixir are delimited by double quotes, and they're encoded in UTF-8. High. Strings can be concatenated using the less than, greater than operator. So in this example, welcome to New York, we're concatenating string with a space and then another string to get the full sentence. Strings in Elixir support interpolation using the pound braces syntax. So here we've got a string, and then we've got this section of the string which will be solved for with interpolation. And in this case, it will say, 6 times 7 equals 42. 42 value being like the digit 4 and then digit 2 inside of a string. But this lets you kind of like, kind of capture logic that will be a string by the time it's run. You can put new line character in a string using the \n escape code to comfortably work with text. A lot of new lines, you can use the triple double quote here doc syntax instead. So you start with 3 quotes, and then you can just have your new lines inline, and you'll see that a bunch as well. So that's the string module. You'll be working with strings a lot, so definitely take some time to check out the documentation whenever you have questions. There's really cool stuff that goes on with the fact that you can do binary pattern matching in strings, which they probably will get to later in the course. This being the very first string module, I'm sure we're going to keep it pretty basic in our example today. So our example today, high school sweetheart. In this exercise, you are going to help high school sweethearts profess their love on social media by generating an ASCII heart with their initials. Oh, isn't that cute? Get the names, first letter, implement. All right, cool. All right, well, we're going to get this started locally. So I'm going to download my exercise, and then I'm going to wonder. Oh, that'll just open up in the Finder. All right, so we're going to open up our library. We're going to open up our test file, and we're going to open up the README, and we're going to put that in the 3-out pattern like we usually do. And we will get started. I'm going to collapse the test so that way we can unit test the describes as a group. All right. Let me take a sip of coffee before we get going. You gotta have coffee if you're going to code. All right. Implement first letter function. It should take a name and return its first letter. It should clean up any unnecessary white space from the name. So this will always just return J. Okay. Oh, I don't want to. I'm not editing. I'm not editing the test. I'm doing this. All right. String dot first, I believe, should work. Return the first graph mean from a UTF-8 string. Nil if the string is empty. All right, that should work. Let us test all of the. I don't want to do all the files. I just want to do a cursor. Let's see. Oh, int wrap. Okay. So we need to clean up thing. Let's do string dot. What is it called? I'm trying to think of the name. See, I told you you would need the cleanup ones. Trim is what we want. Returns a string where all leading and trailing Unicode spaces has been removed. Cool. So now that we have, now that we've learned pipe operators, we can actually use them in our examples. Cool. So that passes. All right. Format the first letter as an initial. It should take the name and return its first letter uppercase followed by a dot. Make sure to reuse the first letter that you defined in the previous step. Okay. So we're going to say high school sweetheart. We'll say, give me the first letter. Well, Eric, we'll start with name, and then we'll pipe that into first letter. And then we need to pipe this into, what do we need to do? Capitalize it. So string dot uppercase. Converts all characters in uppercase. What is the mode default? Curious what mode means. Default ASCII Greek Turk. Converts all characters in mode made to be default ASCII Greek or Turk. The default mode considers all non-conditional transformations outlined in Unicode standard. ASCII uppercases only letters A to Z. Greek includes all contextual essential. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, and then we need to concatenate it. So let's use that kernel. No, I don't want to show you my password. Let's do that kernel dot syntax that we saw in the example. And so we are just going to concatenate a period, and that should. So now we're going to test a cursor, and initial looks like it's passing. Now we want to split the full name into the first name and the last name. Implement initial function. Initials. Oh, I don't like that name. That's so close to initial. It should take a full name consisting of first name and last name separated by a space, and return the initials. Make sure to reuse initial. Okay. So we're gonna say I'm thinking aloud here. Splits. I'll just say splits. String dot split. Full name. Pretty sure. Yeah, split will just do it on space by default. Split the full name into first name and last name. Space and return the initials. Oh, so okay. LG. Oh, okay. We're gonna make a hard code assumption that there's only 2 initials. Although that's, I don't know if I like that solution, but that's fine for now. So we'll do this with interpolation here. So we'll say school sweetheart dot initial, and it'll take in the first element of the split. I'm actually going to just do module. And then this one will take the second element of the split. What are you not happy about? Splits. I called it splits. Alright, we'll test my cursor for the function initials. Access may not be access call for keyword. Argument error. The access calls for keyword expect the key to be an atom got 0. Oh, we should, yeah, we'll do that. We'll say, first name, yeah, this is going to read a lot better. Last name. So we're going to take the split, that's going to return a list. We're going to pattern match that into first name as the head and last name as the tail. That should be good. And then we'll just first name, last name. That should work. Compilation. No, I removed my closing. Alright, what don't you like? The call. Alright, well, let me. Yeah, it passes. So the warning we're getting here is relative to Dialyzer. So I have Elixir language server installed in VS Code, and so you can see these at specs are kind of being stubbed in based off of what it can know. So it knows that a binary can come in and it can return as a nil or a binary. And eventually that's ruining the type system because this one, the initial, says that it'll always have a we're not really accounting for the specifics of things. That's why, like, this right now says initial any, and that's kind of a sign that, like, you're not really setting the types appropriately, but we're not going to worry about that for now. I think that'll be fine for now. Alright, cool. Put the initials inside the heart. Implement high school suite of pair to function. It should take 2 full names. Alrighty. So we should be able to do this inline. We'll do module. What we'll do here, I'll leave that. We'll do name 1, name 2. Initials 1. I'm trying to think of a variable name that'll fit that in a clean way. Module initials full name 1, and this will be 2. We want preferably like we'll just say we'll say initials. I think that'll be fine. No, initials 1 should be fine. Okay, so we'll put that there, and then we'll do that there. So we're gonna use can I do? Yeah. That'll work. Oh no. Initials. Let's too. How about I do love LOV1, LOV1, and LOV2. And we're going to do LOV1 and LOV2. We're doing it because we want to have 4. Oh, well, this is going to be off anyway. Because of the symbols, bang, and spaces. I mean, this should work. What are you complaining about? Pair has no local return. Oh, that's big. It says no local return because there's a comment here, I think. Is that why? There's no local return. Yeah, that's a dialyzer issue. We're not talking about dialyzer today. Alright, cool. So let's test pair cursor. And we got a failure. The following arguments were given to string.trim. It's a list. Yeah. It's a list of one element. Avery Bryant. What am I here? New list. Head, tail. Yeah, tail will be a list. Let's just do that. We'll use HD, the head, and then TD will be TL. Uh, Returns the head of a list, raises argument if it works with improper lists, long guards. Element. Do I want? I mean, one way to solve this would be to say, you know, I want the head of this list. That'll fix it. It doesn't really result. Oh, we got like space issues here. All right, let's add some space. Curious if we have one too many spaces or one less space. No, I don't want to debug console. Terminal. Clear. Alrighty. Well, considering, let's just call these L1 and L2. Lover 1, lover 2. And this way, yeah, look, the ASCII art looks a lot cleaner. I like that. But this thing right here, first name, last name. I don't know. I mean, one way to do this is last name, you know. All right, we'll do this. We'll call this splits. And we'll say first name equals element splits 0. And then this will be element. What don't you like about that? Fine. Not a tuple. Oh. I'm in kernel. Why did I think I was in list? Function. Insert a key last. Last? Oh, last seems. Is there a first? There's a first. List dot first splits. List dot last splits. And yeah, that should work. Not a non-empty list. Oh, I left the HD in there. Whoops. Cool. I think this looks okay. It's not. Anytime you try to get the last element of a list, like it's not very performant, but I don't really. I'd much rather write it clear. I try to worry about right here. Cool. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, let's Exercism submit lib open. I have to add that as a valid domain. All right, iteration has passed. Let's take a look at the community solutions. That seems as expected. Initial. First name. Oh, that's cute. So she pattern matched it into a list with a comma rather than do like the head tail thing. I like that. That's nice. Let's take that. I like that. Last name. Yeah, that definitely reads better. Oh, I guess you don't need the module. Yeah, if you're doing it inline. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I didn't mean to. I just wanted to run the test. Oh, that's fine. I like that. I1, I2. I like that too because they use the same choice to keep the ASCII stuff clean. Yeah, this style of like inline pipes, I probably don't prefer it, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't request a change there, although there are some style guidelines from like tools like Credo that might say that you shouldn't do that. But whatever. Initials. Okay, so they did it with that. That's fine. I1, I2. Yeah, so this person kind of like hard coded. They don't know about the trim function. Trim leading. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, so they they used initial name 1, initial name 2, and then they did padding here to kind of make the spacing work in the ASCII art. It's interesting. All right, I'm pretty happy with my solution. And iteration 2 is passed, so we're going to mark this as complete. We're going to publish our solution, and we have learned 2 new concepts. We have learned the pipe operator and strings. You've unlocked 2 new concepts, if and nil, and we've unlocked 2 new exercises, twofer and named badge. Name badge. Cool. All right, so in the next episode, I believe we will probably do high score, and that'll have us learn maps and module attributes. And look, we're already starting to unlock different things under here. Cool. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. If you have any questions or feedback, definitely let me know. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.